Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ballchat. Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ballchat podcast, the show where we review some of the week's major news in the world of football. I am Benton, along with my brethren, the partner in crime, government named George, aka Junior. What go on, family?
Stress out. I'll talk about this still, but stressful week for all football fans. But for those who are fans of a top team, them happy. And for those who are fans of good football or are parodying football, they also should be happy.
Therapy session. Why are you stressed, family?
Football fans. Every football fan supposed to have some reason to be stressful to them.
I'm not stressed. I'm at peace.
Who are you a fan of? What's your side?
The Reno FC.
You can't stress if you're dead.
All right, make we get to it, football family. A whole heap of things, a lot of things we have to discuss on today's show. We have ballers and bugs at the top of the show. EPL roundup, wild week in EPL, wild weekend in EPL results. We'll take a look at the week that was and the weekend action in EPL football. Copa America draw took place and the Reggae Boys will be at the table, will be at the dance. We'll take a look at the groups, the schedule, and the outlook, early reading on the Reggae Boys and the potential, because you don't know. We are the road trip. Also, MLS Cup champs crown Wilfred Sani, big up yourself, and Columbus Crew. We'll take a look at the MLS champs and the season that was in the MLS. Final thoughts on that. And a whole heap of football drama and politics going on down in Brazil. Ronaldo, president of Brazil's Football Federation, is out. We'll get the latest update and we'll give our thoughts on that landscape of things with Brazilian football. And we'll wrap up with Yard Ballers and Jamaican Football Report, where we'll highlight Mona winning Morning Cup. Junior, I didn't even know Mona have a football team, much as win trophy. Ballers and Bugs segment. Big up to all the listeners. Dalton Stewart running, and big up yourself, family. Send on your ballers, send on your bugs. Junior, over to you, family. The floor is yours for your ballers of the week. Impressive players.
You know, it has to go to I have three ballers. Well, I have a lot of ballers, but it has to start with Unai Emery and Sean Dyche. Sharing it together for similar reasons at opposite ends of the table. Unai Emery and Aston Villa are just flying high. Unai Emery is a top coach. Aston Villa is a team filled of they're good players, but they're not top of the echelon players. But Unai Emery has them playing out their minds. Leon Bailey does 2 consecutive great games. He got a little bit of luck against Man City, but you can't win the raffle if you don't buy a ticket. That was a great goal in my mind, and he followed up with an assist. 2 big games for Aston Villa. So by ball of the week, that Sean Dyche, Everton docked the 10 points, rightfully so. I question the timing of the docking, but what Everton has done has recovered and playing some winning football, playing Sean Dyche football. You have to give them credit. You have to look, Greg Butler is brash. He's braggadocious. Some people might find him annoying. Some people might question his methods. But if it's one thing Craig Butler can do, I believe he can take a young player from point A to point B. What is point B is determined by the player's potential. Craig Butler getting my baller of the week as well for delivering on his promise to Mona. He promised it 2 years ago, Benton. the man has gone out there and found a way to bring home the title that he promised. And we beat him when he's wrong. We have to celebrate him when he's right. We have to celebrate him when he gets it right. Hats off to Craig Butler. We have a whole lot more ballers. I'm going to leave some for you, Benton.
Yeah, and for the non-Jamaican listeners, when we say beating and reference to beating, aka we criticize, we're picking up a lot of non-Jamaican listeners.
Apologies.
People listening from all across the globe. So we're not promoting any physical beating. We're just critical of one Mr. Craig Butler on some of his methods and strategies. But ultimately, ball of the week. I had him on the list for ball of the week on my end. So I want to salute that accomplishment. DM says, greetings, Ballchat, ball of the week, Leon Bailey. Hopefully he's not seriously hurt. Leon Chippy Bailey also have him on the list for ball of the week. We'll talk about his performance this week. Dalton says, ballers are liver. Always comeback pool. Villa with Leon. Boy, I don't know. Where's the junior? At some point, the comeback is going to drop short.
I'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, the Manchester United fan have something for the Liverpool people regarding these comebacks. But we'll get to that in our football roundup later on. BM says, I heard Everton fans saying Demarai Gray was inconsistent. I guess they don't miss him. No, they don't miss him. They're good. Ballers and bugs. Jeremy and Levy, send on your baller, family. We don't reach a bug yet. Just send on your ballers. You know, so when you go to school and the principal or the teacher asks you your homework, they don't want tomorrow homework, they want today homework. So send on the ballers, family. Ballers for me. Wilfred Nancy, head coach of Columbus Crew. Columbus Crew won the MLS Cup. Wilfred Nancy, magnificent accomplishment. First black man to coach a team to the MLS Cup title. Call it Bush League, call it Corner League, but Wilfred Sonny is a pioneer. He always says impossible is an opinion. Big up yourself to Wilfred Nancy and being a coach, a black man to accomplish a major thing in MLS football. Big up yourself and the Columbus Crew. I also want to give ball of the week also to Darlington Bala Nagby. Darlington Bala Nagby. 4 MLS Cup titles. Another one with the Columbus Crew. Title with Atlanta United. Title with Portland Timbers. And 2 titles with Columbus Crew. Darlington Nagby it really epitomizes how a man should play midfield. True work of art. Magician, just keep composed and navigate football games. I mean, through difficult things. So Darlington Nagby, big up yourself. Ball of the week. Yo, ball of the week to Michael Seaton, MJ, the family. Big up yourself, brother. Big up yourself. Scored a goal last. Yo, we talked about Garnacho's goal last week a few weeks ago for Manchester United. Michael Seaton doing the bicycle also in German football. Big up yourself, brother. Ball of the week. Big up yourself.
Mama, come on, is proud.
Come on, must be proud. Big up to the family. Ball of the week. Check out the goal on YouTube. Yo, we want to emphasize ball of the week for Leon Chippy Bailey. Outstanding week against Man City. Outstanding against Arsenal for the first half. This is what you want to see from Leon Bailey. Just running at defenders and have them in a stitches. Yo, Zichenko was holding on for dear life for the first half. So big up Leon Bailey. Ball of the week. Excellent week playing football. And Junior already highlighted it, but ball of the week to Mona and Mr. Craig Bullhead Butler. I want to give a ball of the week to Santos FC. Not because they got relegated to the Serie B down in Brazil. But Santos leadership decided that they will go ahead and park or essentially pause the use of the number 10 in Serie B. Ball of the week move that. No man is supposed to wear Pele's number 10 in a Serie B. When we return to Serie A, they will make the 10 available. Ball of the week to Santos leadership for making that decision, even though they are a bug in other capacity. All right, bugs of the week, Junior. The ballers them did long like rope. Bugs them was a shot.
Now, there's a Nigerian player. There's an article out, and is an unnamed player. So I'm going to give the first bug to an unnamed player. He plays in the Slovenian second division. And you know why he got kicked off the team, Benton?
He did not impregnate the club's president daughter.
I saw it go. I never go so.
I don't know.
He ddid impregnate the kid. The man said
Allegedly.
Well, it's coming from the player's mouth that he breed the club president's daughter. You are a boxer, and I can imagine you just can't score. You seem to have a problem with hitting the mark at the wrong time. I'm trying to find a joke.
He did score, Junior.
Well, he did score, but I'm actually trying to find a joke where I can put the words pull and out together, but I can't find it. So I'm just going to leave that
move. He can get citizenship in Slovenia.
But you lose your Jeremy Levy said that's not a bug move. But Slovenia, we don't know how racist they are. You can't play Slovenia again.
Brother, you just have to take what you get. Just hopefully it's not a jacket.
Well, take the picnic and go on. I'm going to be a club manager. Anyway.
Hopefully it's not a jacket. That's the only thing. AKA, hopefully the child is his. And
so that's my first
jacket, as we say, we pick up a lot of non-Jamaican listeners, so sometimes we have to explain these expressions. Jacket means, jacket means, what, Junior?
Jacket is when a man takes up a child that he believes is his, but it's not his. He's not the father, but he's taking up the child like it's his own. That's why we call it jacket. All right. So my other bug down back on the field. Manchester United is an idiot side, right? Chelsea is an idiot side. Two teams could have fell into that idiot side moniker this weekend as well. Liverpool and Man City. But guess what? They showed how great of a team they are, that when times are going rough, they are going to find a way to get the win, right? Arsenal, come on down, man. Come on down, Arsenal. This was your weekend. This was your week where you can find some separation, even though Liverpool have been hot on your heels. Find some separation from your nemesis, Man City. But you laid an egg. And what does Arteta do? Cries about phantom this and clear and obvious and all kind of foolishness. Arteta, just win the game. Liverpool found a way to win the game. Man City found a way to win the game against Luton. Why can't Arsenal find a way to at least draw? Bug side, man. That's it. Without a more bug.
All right, run through the. Jermaine Levy says bug. Rashford, he says, me just join. Okay, so a ball for Jeremy and his Everton give Newcastle 3 love middle of the week. Yes, Everton probably definitely deserve a ball. And they won again today. Ball of the week for BM, Jude Bellingham, 14 La Liga games, 12 goals, 4 goals in the 4 UEFA Champions League. Ballchat can no longer say he's overhyped. He's the real deal. Junior definitely have not said he's overhyped. No one, I don't. We have to draw the tape on that one.
You know who says overhyped?
Me?
The brother at Chelsea.
Oh, okay.
He's overhyped.
BM says Santos get relegated alive. The club of the great Pele Santos, yes, is relegated. Will
for the first time in club history.
Jeremy says first bug. Rashford, that's not a bug move, Junior, and of course the boss, the Nigerian that allegedly impregnated the boss daughter, the Slovenian club's president daughter. Dalton says bugs are Bayern and Chelsea and Dirty Pan United. Ballers and bug segment, family. We're going to get to our football run-up. I just have one bug of the week. Kieran Trippier, come on. The defending was poor today against Son Heung-min. Bad defending in the middle of the week against Everton. Come on, Kieran Trippier. Stop have shaky legs, brother. Man up and defend a boy. Don't let them have you in a clown show. And just as some junior defending them that.
Which junior?
So Kieran Trippier gets my bug of the week. Santos FC must get a bug. 111 years existence and got relegated. I don't know what is going on at that club. Santos FC of the great legendary Pele gets a bug of the week. And you know what is so funny? During the season, Santos was winning a game 3-1, and Jefferson, this little idiot, Jefferson stood on the ball and was showboating. Where's Jefferson now? Let's see if he's going to showboat in Serie B. Yeah, man, too much issues going on at Santos. All right, football fam. Any other comments you want to highlight, family, before we move on and get to
Jeremy also said West Ham baller. You give it West Ham a baller of the week too.
Yeah, West Ham got Butter Bruise.
Butter Bruise. I think it means Aston Villa.
West Ham, Jeremy, and Fulham, Butter Bruise, West Ham today in the EPL.
5 love. I think it means Aston Villa.
In fact, one Mr. Raul Jimenez found his strike against West Ham today. The months.
Yeah, it's Aston Villa, I mean. And to be honest, I often mistake West Ham with Aston Villa too.
All right, let's get to our football roundup. Let's start off with Spurs versus Newcastle. Big victory for Spurs. Last victory was, let's start with the EPL and Spurs versus Newcastle. Last victory was October 27, Junior.
Right.
Does this check the box as they've righted the ship? Does this check the box as they have addressed the issues according?
No, I think it more signal Eddie. All right, both coaches shows a resistance to change or adjustment, right? Tottenham came and played Tottenham football. Newcastle came and played Newcastle football, or tried to play Newcastle football. When you look at both teams and you say Son versus my boy that used to play for Atlanta United,
Miguel
Almiron. Son is the better one. If you say Richarlison, I know you don't like Richarlison that much, but if you say Richarlison versus Newcastle striker, you're going to pick Richarlison. So Tottenham is the better side, and in my opinion, on paper coming into this game. Newcastle just said we're going to play Newcastle football, and you run at Tottenham, a team that is ready to run back at you. It becomes a stronger team win, and that's what happened. I don't think Ainge has necessarily right the ship. I think Newcastle is the team that is a little bit further behind than Tottenham, and it showed to them.
Weird. But all right, Newcastle had a rough week, right? Everton dismissed them 3. What exactly is it injuries? Is it because we saw one thing with coach Ange of Spurs?
Right.
He moved Kulusevski into the number 10 role. Of course, James Maddison is injured, and so they're trying to figure out some solutions with that number 10 position. Mm-hmm. What exactly are the issues with Newcastle? Is it an injury issue or is it something else?
I think it's something else. I think you have a team of and this is no disrespect to the players, but I no disrespect to Kieran Trippier. If Kieran Trippier was a world-class right back, he would have never left Atletico Madrid. He would have still been playing for Cholo right now, right? Newcastle is trying to play a Champions League schedule with a mid-table team, quality team. They played well. They earned the Champions League spot. But what we are seeing is a team that is being affected by those midweek games. They have injuries too, yes. But the amount of games that they're playing, the squad is just not strong enough to maintain the momentum that they had. So I think Eddie Howe's resistance to change the way he plays. He wants to play high octane, high pressing football. the team running out of legs. Players are tired, in my opinion, which is why you see so much weird scores this week. I think that is what is affecting Newcastle.
Big up Kofi Powell. Kofi Powell says Baller, Aston Villa, and Killer Pool. All right, continue some scores I want to highlight in the EPL. Arsenal, before we go to Arsenal, and that's a Saturday results. Let's just focus here on the Sunday results and get your thoughts on 2-0 for Everton over Chelsea, family.
Yo, Sean, all right. To go to what Jermaine's and it ties into Jermaine's comment. Perfect timing for Jermaine's comment. So Junior Pringle, how them not calling for Castle coach to get fired, but while Hag is ahead of them? And he's talking about why they're calling for Ten Hag's firing, right?
Yeah.
Look at how Newcastle play. There is no question about players' commitment, players commit love for the game, players attention to the badge and attention to detail. You just lose to a better team. Man U is the opposite. And it ties into the Chelsea and Everton game. What you're seeing from Everton is Sean Dyche fingerprint. And you know I like Sean Dyche.
Yes,
and
you're a president of the fan club.
I'm a president of his fan club, not necessarily for his type of football, but the way he motivates these players. And it is a trait that a coach need to have. If you are a coach and you are coaching guys that are getting more money than you, how do you motivate them to come out there and run through a wall for you? And I think Sean Dyche is a master at that. I think Unai Emery is a master at that. I think Eddie Howe is a master at that. Ten Hag, I think, struggles at that. And for Chelsea, Pochettino, I don't think Pochettino struggles with it. I just think that the Chelsea players is just too much. They have too many players. It's only 11 spots, 10 spots on the field. And you have a squad of 30 players that are fighting for those 10 spots. And I think Pochettino cannot break through to them.
I don't speak Poch. I think you do. You speak Poch, so maybe you can explain this post-match comment, this post-match comments for me. I don't understand sometimes what he said. Fabrizio Romano, big up himself, actually highlighting verbatim the statement that Pochettino said. He says, quote, our reality now is mid-table. And if we want to go up, we have to push ourselves. When the transfer window opens up, we will see what we can do. I'm not saying I'm going to ask for more players or less players, but it is to see if perception matches reality. I don't speak Poch.
You want me to speak Poch for you?
Explain. Translate what this... You know the runnings. Translate what exactly is he saying here for me.
Pochettino has separated himself from the players. Okay. What Pochettino is saying right there is our reality, all right, verbatim, our reality now is mid-table, and if we want to go up, we have to push ourselves. So we are a mid-table team. I am no longer going to come in here and say, we're just playing bad, we're in a bad patch. No, we are a mid-table side, and if we want to get better, we have to play better. With that, we're mid-table. We're not a top 4 team. Forget about that. When the transfer window open, we will see what we can do. In other words, the locker room, if you want to be here, you be here. If you don't want to be here, we will facilitate moving you out. That's why he's saying, in my opinion, he's saying, I'm not asking for more players or less players. I am asking the players that are here, do you want to be here? If you don't want to be here, we will facilitate you moving on to somewhere else, and we will make the necessary adjustments. I think he's putting it on the players. I think he's separated himself. I think he sat down and looked at the board and said, look, these are not my players. I adopted these guys. They're not good. And it seems like they don't want to play for Chelsea. Let's figure out who wants to play for Chelsea and who don't want to play for Chelsea first. Then you can start grading me. And that's how I interpret it.
All right, fair enough. But all right, let me play devil's advocate here. Some of these players are on lengthy contracts,
right?
Like Caicedo, Modric, Enzo, there are probably others who are on lengthy contracts. How do you facilitate moving on players who are on lengthy contract without a hefty loss?
You have to swallow the loss. I mean, that is also a reality. The word reality is key, because I think you have a lot of team owners, CEOs out there that are misguided in their beliefs. Nottingham Forest is a team that have misguided leadership. Man U, we know. Chelsea, we know. I think Liverpool has misguided leadership too. I think Liverpool is holding Klopp back, and I think Liverpool is holding the players back, because they seem to think that they are good enough when all Klopp needs is a little support, and he will have a team that is a juggernaut like Man City. Chelsea, I think Poch is saying, look, you guys, whoever made these calls, it is what it is. You sit on and look at these players with your two eyes and say, he is not good enough. How do we move on? That's not my job. You pay the head of the transfer or the CEO or whoever. That is what they need to figure out. But you guys are going to, you're just going to have to suffer some loss. You have to suffer some loss.
You knew the players that were at Chelsea when you decided to take this job. And then put on the hat now of the owner, the CEO. All right. You have all these players under contract on multiple different packages. How do you know that another manager who is more competent, who is better, cannot unleash this talent pool that you have rather than getting rid of the players as opposed to this bug brother?
Okay,
well,
so if
Pochettino. No,
so
I'm
if
saying put on the owner's hat now.
All right, if I put on the owner's hat, you have to look for precedent, right? Because I am sitting down now and saying, okay, I'm at a crossroads. This idiot coach is telling me that the players are rubbish and I have to suffer a loss. How long or how many times do I have to hear that before I say, okay, you guys are right? Oh, guess what? Down the road at Manchester, you have a team that went through how many coaches and kept the same players. And every coach come in and every coach at the start says, you know what, we're going to go back to the days of Alex Ferguson and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And look at what happened in 2 years. So if you are Chelsea and you sit down now and say, well, you know what, it's a roll of the dice. I have a coach that is telling me that I have some players that are not good enough. I look at a team in Manchester for the last 12 years, how many years, and they spend a gazillion amount of dollars, and you have one of the highest paid players that are not even playing right now. You have one that came from Real Madrid that is sitting on the bench and making a left back start at centre back. Do I want to see my team dwindle down to this? When a coach is telling me these players are just, by the way, that team just beat my team. And my coach is telling me my players are not good enough. If I am the owner, I have to really consider maybe my coach is telling the truth.
But my coach asked for some of these same players in the summer. When he got the job in June, these are some of the same transfer that he asked for. Romeo Lavia is sitting there on the sideline getting treatment. Moises Caicedo, when did he join? Didn't he join this summer?
No.
Enzo joined in winter, in January, last January.
But these are not Poch players.
So, but Junior, Poch took the job from about May. We heard that Poch was taking the job. Isn't that accurate? May last year.
All right, but be careful though.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, but be careful with the assumption.
And then the deal was being finalized from about May to June. Caicedo joined in this summer. This summer, when Liverpool was in pole position to sign him to, and then Chelsea ran in with a bag of money. How could they have signed Moises Caicedo without Pochettino's approval when
careful
he
with
is
that
the
assumption.
incoming manager?
That's an assumption. That's an assumption. We don't know. And you know what? If Pochettino signed off on some of these transfers, he has to swallow some of the blame.
Well,
too.
I mean,
No question on
I
that.
get that some managers are not of the threshold to sign off on transfers. But you have Pochettino, these men, Poch, Klopp, Pep, these are big enough managers with certain name, with certain authority when they go into a club to say, these are the people that we want or else we not forward. And Pochettino, though he's a bug coach, I think he has that pull. When I sit down and I watch Moises Caicedo play ball, Moises Caicedo is just lost at sea. And I'm thinking,
I
like,
agree.
how you have $200 million holding midfielders and you can't even stop water from go through your middle?
I agree. And you look, with these changes that need to happen, I don't think anybody going to come up with it with all the skin on their body. Somebody going to have to lose skin. So Pochettino, if he survives, he's going to have to take some brunt of the blame as well. The ownership have to take some brunt of the blame. The players have to take some brunt of the blame.
Fair enough. All right, highlight the comments where people them, because people them say, boy, we are talking about Buckside.
So Dalton said, replying to Jermaine about Manu, saying Manu doesn't have 13 injuries. It's just a bunch of players and a coach who has no idea how to adjust. Jermaine rightfully said Caicedo joined this summer. And he also said that we don't have no players. Solid will lose 5, that's enough. If Manu lose 3 players, that's enough. And Dalton said, Jeremy, Newcastle has 13 injured players. Yeah.
All right, Aston Villa versus Arsenal.
Kofi said Liverpool dodge a bullet. That is you see that comment right there? Liverpool dodge a bullet?
With Caicedo.
With Caicedo, I don't know. I think Caicedo is quality enough in the right situation.
We'll talk about that and Liverpool in a minute. But Arsenal versus Aston Villa, and you highlighted Aston Villa impressive run, 15 games unbeaten run at home, or 15 victories at home. What's going on with this Aston Villa team? The contrast between these two clubs currently, family.
Yo, Unai Emery, when he left Arsenal, ironically, I went over to Spain, and he was coaching Sevilla, right?
One of them, either Sevilla, Villarreal, him go all around.
One of them, but then he was the Europa king, right? I said all that to say what Aston Villa is doing right now in England is similar to the Europa run that Unai Emery always have. He creates a team that win the games that they should win. And when they play against equitable or better competition, if that team don't show up, they will beat them too, right? And I think that's what happened. Magin scored in the 7th minute, right? It was a smash and grab against Arsenal. 7th minute. That means Arsenal played almost the whole game knowing they need to score a goal to get some points. And you couldn't score.
They did score one.
Hey, well, come on, man.
Kai Havertz, big up yourself. Fair enough, Kai is playing good. So we have to go give him credit. Big up yourself. Maybe not to the level that we expect him to deliver, but he's playing well.
Right.
Dalton Stewart says Villa has bought into the philosophy of the coach. Every single player is given 100%, and I 100% agree with
100% agree. Yeah.
that position. I mean, what Unai Emery, as you highlight, what Unai Emery also has done is that he's made adjustments when needed.
Right.
Young Kamara beside Douglas Luiz. Young Kamara cannot handle these battles by himself in a CDM role. Douglas Luiz beside him. Yesterday when Arsenal was pushing them back, he told young Kamara, says, yo, come hold a seat. This is a big man ball game. Then Dunker, go sit beside Douglas Luiz and let's weather the storm together. And that his coach is looking at it. And before he even made that sub, he saw Yuri Tillemans, because in the game against Man City, he's been putting Yuri in a number 10 role. And he saw Yuri was struggling in that game against Arsenal, because Arsenal was really playing well. And he said, Yuri, forward, come hold a seat. Sometimes we overanalyze football game, but what I have to give credit is coaches who said, you know what, I'm looking at the evidence in front of me and I said, it's not trending in a good direction. Let's return. Let's take some next man up, come play some ball. And Martin Odegaard, brother, you are a captain. You are responsible for the outlook or the outcome of games, especially against the big teams. When you play the big teams, you need your generals to show forward, not just Saka. You need Jesus, you need your generals to see forward. And that's maybe the next thing that Arsenal is needing. And a general who can show up against the big teams and say consistently, we got this.
I don't think so.
You don't
well,
think so?
well, no, you're right. No, sorry, I apologize. You're 100% right.
Because he had chances yesterday in the game. I mean, and under normal circumstances, I see Odegaard bust John, aka score the goals.
But all right, contrast the teams, right? And the biggest question right now is why. One question we're not going to try to answer is why this Unai Emery didn't work at Arsenal. That is a puzzling question. But when you look at these
I can
teams,
answer that question.
Okay.
And at least I make an attempt. My opinion is that Arsenal fans don't want this type of football.
Fair enough.
They don't want this type of football. And the Arsenal fans don't want to win Europa League. Them want to win Champions League and Premier League. All right. Whereas Aston Villa fans are quite happy if Unai Emery can win Europa League with Aston Villa. They might build him a statue up front. so it's fan base and expectations, right?
Right. But then when you look at both teams and contrast both teams, what's the difference on the day? It's the coaching.
Yes.
Arsenal has the better team. And it's not necessarily tactics, it's not necessarily making the right substitution. It is the mannerism and the mindset of the coach that reverbs through the team. The players emulate the coach. If the coach is the leader, the players emulate the coach. If the players are the leader, the coach emulate what the players do or what the players are. And for you to have a successful team, you have to have one or the other. This is the Aston Villa team that we saw play against Man City and shoot like 20-something shots at City goal.
Yeah, really,
and City only take one or something like that.
Yeah, man.
And then 4 days later or 3 days later, the man them turn around and score in the 7th minute and lock shop and give up 65% of the ball.
Them are work. And
against the two best teams in England at the time.
Yeah, man,
right?
Them are work. They are working, absolutely working. They put a shift in this week. Really put a shift in. And also, big up Leon Bailey. We can't emphasize enough the work that he put in the Man City game and the first half of this game against Arsenal. I mean, when I think that you always want to in this system is that you have your players can recover and help on the defensive side. And Leon Bailey probably should have had 2 assists because boy McGinn missed a sit against Man City. Leon Bailey probably should have a goal. He probably should have laid one on to another goal against Man City. He should have laid one on to Watkins down the middle. But them look at things they are just so go. I mean, but just the work on the defensive side of the ball game. The successful coaches them in this business are gonna tell you, say, yo, you can't score from now till next year. But if you're not committed to defending, dog, name your supper.
Yes. But you know what though? Well, no, but I'm not gonna say. I can't about to piss off the Liam Bailey fans right now.
No, not today. The man, enjoy yourself. Hopefully he's not hurt bad. But you put in work. Put in work. All right, other results we want to highlight from Saturday's and this weekend's action in the EPL. Crystal
after
Palace.
Fulham.
Which one, Junior? Which result you want to highlight?
After Fulham and West Ham, I would just say par for the course.
Par for the course. Now, Bournemouth should get a ball of the week. Because if Bournemouth can go to Old Trafford and win a game, the first time and have that level of work. Why Chelsea cannot have that level of work week in and week out, brother?
You want me to tell you why?
That's it.
Because and the Manchester United haters are going to love what I'm saying. If Manchester United decide to fire
Ten Hag.
I would say, you know what? It is what it is. Because Ten Hag has shown me that he doesn't have the ability to work with high-valued players and high-valued personality. He doesn't have that ability. The reason why I say that is, when you look at I brought up Aston Villa versus Man City, outshooting Man City 20-something to 2, and it was high-octane football, and then you turn around 4 days later and you played bunker-down football against Arsenal, and you found a way to win both games. When Man U get up and beat Chelsea, right, and you played after laying an egg against Newcastle, you beat Chelsea, the way you beat Chelsea, high-octane football, and then you turn around and you lay an egg at home, knowing that if you had won the game, you would have been firmly in the fight for top 4. You're still in the fight for top 4, but you could have been in a better spot. What that tells me is the coach is not leading. That's player leadership. That is players getting up for a game, a high value game against Chelsea, a rivalry game, and then you're down tools against Bournemouth because Bournemouth is at the bottom of the table and they're not good. And what happened rightfully happened. That is 100% showing there's a disconnect between player and coach. Without going into it that much, there's the same problem happening at Chelsea, and you have a bunch of idiot players, and you have a coach that cannot coach the idiot players. This is what will happen. It brings inconsistencies. So you know what? They're going to play Bayern Munich Tuesday. The same Bayern Munich that lose 5-1 or whatever. But I think Man U is going to get a positive showing against Bayern Munich. They're going to play Liverpool next weekend, have a positive showing against Liverpool, and then probably lay an egg the week after. I'm not saying they're going to win, but this is player leadership. Players are getting up. Players are hearing what people are saying and getting up for certain games. And the coach cannot motivate them to play games that they probably don't want to play.
All right,
Simple.
so you're on the record saying that Manchester United is going to get a positive result. What exactly equates to a positive result against Liverpool and against Bayern Munich? Win, draw, which one?
They can very well lose both games, and I can come back and say, you know what, we lost both games, but I still feel good the man then play some football.
That's so weird. So that is a positive result.
That is the positive result, yes. No, that's how far Man U has fallen. I am not going to sit here and look at you and tell you Scott McTominay is going to boss Liverpool or boss Bayern Munich. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Kobe Mainoo is going to come out and play like Christian Vieira. It's not Patrick Vieira. It's not going to happen. You don't know which Man U is going to show up. Rashford, this is where I miss Fergie. If Fergie was still the coach, you would have seen the academy players playing and a bunch of these players not even on the squad right now. So it is what it is. You don't have to waste no more time on man.
Yeah, Eric Ten Hag said he wanted this job. People either love Manchester United or hate Manchester United. You know what? I don't know. It's not my team, and I feel sorry for Man United supporters because ultimately you can't have such inconsistencies. You cannot have 1 week you run and give you effort, and next week you look like a foolishness. And what I gave Anthony Marshall a bug of the week last week, you can't have players a disregard and a shout at the manager during football games. That is a no-no. So it's almost on one hand, it seems like Hag is a disciplinarian, but on another hand, it's like he might let certain things slide. Might as well just go play the pit in them and just keep it moving. But a bug side, we don't have time for bug side, yeah, man. Liverpool with another escape. Go ahead, Junior.
I'm not going to say it's an escape. I'm not going to say it's an escape. I said it last week. Liverpool have the best attack in England, and I am maintaining that statement. They are always going to be in these games. The worry, though, if I was a Liverpool fan, you'll have to know that eventually defense travels, attack doesn't travel. And eventually you're going to have that one game of bad luck. And hopefully it happens in a game that is meaningless, right? But I'm not going to say it because in this week, you have the schedule crunch. You have teams that are playing out of their mind, trying to get out of the relegation spot. Because also the transfer market opens in 3 weeks, right? A lot of teams, a lot of players out there know they are playing for their careers right now. If certain results don't turn around, they'll be on the transfer list in January and them gone elsewhere, right? So these teams are playing desperate. And Liverpool still find a way for win. Man City still find a way to win. Hats off to them. The man them doing what other idiot teams can't do.
Big up to Mohamed Salah, 200 scored his 200th Liverpool goal. 200 goals for Liverpool family. Man has been a huge servant for this club. I personally think he needs to go on a road and collect the 500 or 300 million or whatever Saudi Arabian clubs want to pay for him. But also, the red card on Ayu. Big up Abidi Pele, father of Andre and the other Ayu brother. And Jordan Ayu. Do you think that was a second yellow, family?
Of course.
Second yellow, okay.
Of course. Right. Go back to field.
All right. Any other results you want to highlight before we look at the standings in the EPL?
No. Ain't that. We don't talk about Crystal Palace and Liverpool. Luton, I think Luton is a little bit unlucky. Arsenal found a way to draw the game early this week, and then they had 10 minutes of madness versus Man City today, and Bernardo Silva scored a wonder goal to tie the game, and it is what it is. But
right,
unfortunately,
Liverpool at the Summit. How long will this last, family?
It can go for a very long time because if they dispatch a Manchester United, I was looking at the schedule. Liverpool can go on a run of games right now and separate themselves. Arsenal already signaling that Arteta is taking our water. Man City Liverpool can run over this thing. I'm just put it that way.
No, I don't agree. This is still at the house race. This is all about Man City's 4 points from the top. Aston Villa just keep the seat warm for somebody. I mean, ultimately they will fall out of this top 4 position. And that team maybe Spurs or Newcastle. I don't know. Or even Manchester United. But they might keep the seat warm. And fundamentally, Aston Villa don't have the horses to stay in that right. Champions League spot unless them go out and get more players. Down the bottom, Luton, Burnley, and Sheffield United. I don't know what to make of them. And Luton is just unlucky, like you said. And this team look like them have the pedigree to stay up, Them look like they might find a way to stay up.
But over who?
Nottingham Forest.
Possible.
Nottingham Forest. Yeah, I think you can you can maybe pull Nottingham Forest in there because based on what management at Forest is saying is that they're not satisfied with the results even though they're outside the relegation zone. So who knows? They might pull the trigger. Any comments you want to highlight, family?
Garfield said Liverpool enemy is injury. We tend to suffer serious injuries during this period. We lost Matip and can lose more. Let's see.
Garfield also said yes, Benton Salah should take the 300 million and go on. Well, you better mind the people them come for, All right, other important results or other news that occurred this week in this week's football before we leave the EPL. Copa America draw took place, family. big tournament will be in the States next year. Group A, Argentina, Peru, Chile, and CONCACAF Team 5, that's either TNT or Canada, will have a playoff game. Group B, Mexico, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Reggae Boys. Group C, USA, Uruguay, Panama, Bolivia. Group D, Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, and another CONCACAF team, which is down to Costa Rica and Honduras, as I go in that sixth slot. Junior, your thoughts on the draw and what stood out to you? Tournament kicks off June 20th in Atlanta, Argentina versus Trinidad and Tobago or Canada.
I never like the draw being. I can't say this early because the tournament is next year. But how could you seed the teams when the CONCACAF teams are playing against each other in the Nations League, and you still yet to determine the semifinals, right? Why is it, America is seeded better than Jamaica? I never like it. I wanted the games to be played and the seeding to happen on the most recent games, and that would equate to which seeding drop. But from a Jamaica perspective, it worked out in our favor because that's the best possible group we can get. Mexico is not the Mexico of old. I have Venezuela, Ecuador, easier games compared. But at least we're not seeing Colombia. We're not seeing Chile. We're not seeing Brazil. We're not seeing Uruguay. We're not seeing Argentina. We're not seeing America. So I am happy with it. I think it's going to be a good competition. I'm curious to know what Brazil looks like then. I think that's the biggest question.
Personally, I would prefer Brazil with Jamaica.
No, you're crazy.
That would be more entertaining.
No, you are crazy. If this is Carlo Ancelotti's Brazil, they will have something to prove this tournament. Citing what happened, what's transpiring in their World Cup qualifications right now, and the state of Brazilian football. I don't think anybody should want to play Brazil.
Reggae Boys will kick off on June 22nd at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas against Mexico. Then on June 26th, they will take on Ecuador, and on June 30th, they will wrap up against Venezuela. Ecuador with that flag color. Yes, I think that's Ecuador. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, we just are going to watch the games, you know. We are going to do road. And so if the family are do road and go watch football games, make we know, because Ballchat will be mobile. But also this tournament is all about the big bad Argentina, Junior. The World Cup champs.
We don't know what Argentina will look like then either. I mean, it will be. I think people are betting on Messi being there, but we have no idea what Argentina. I think Argentina is a team that's in flux. If Enzo
didn't Messi recently said, if I am trying to paraphrase here, that he's playing in a minor league in MLS and essentially just keeping in shape for Copa America.
Yes, but look, we don't know what the future holds. That tournament could also very well be the coming out party for Garnacho. So yes, Argentina. I think Argentina is going to look a little bit different. I think Colombia is going to look a little bit different. The James Rodriguez experiment, I don't know if it will still happen then. All of these teams, Uruguay, we have no idea what Uruguay will look like then. It's very intriguing. We have no idea what Jamaica will look like either. Because Jamaica just might go out there and nab Mason Greenwood. You never know.
Big up Garfield Patrick says Aston Villa problem is depth. They need deeper squad to play the volume of games. Can't play 11 for so long. True. Yeah. BM says no easy games in Copa America. Definitely. And Copa America definitely provide a lot of entertainment, a lot of fanfare in the stand. So love South American football, you know. Before we leave South America and the Copa America, Lionel Scaloni still uncertain whether he will remain in the role as headman at Argentina. It might take some time. Junior, put on the hat of the president of Argentinian Football Federation. What do you say to Scaloni? Do you desperately try to keep him, or you tell him, say, Brethren, go on a road?
You're tied to Messi. You are tied to Messi. I know that he's come out recently and said that he respect Messi, but he like Angel Di Maria as well. But you're tied to Messi. When Messi leaves, you have to rebuild. You cannot use the same coach. You have to bring in a new voice. So I think Scaloni is smart. If I was him, I would leave before Copa. But if you're going to be there for Copa, try win the Copa, and you take for yourself. I would have coached after Copa.
You wouldn't coach after. All right, and some other news we want to touch rapid fire before we go my way on. And we can't go on without touching Mona, so we have to touch this. But all right, Enaldo, president of Brazilian Football Federation family, was removed from office by the Court of Justice, Rio de Janeiro Court of Justice in Brazil. Enaldo, the allegations were that there were irregularities, to quote the courts, when he was elected to office. Junior, your thoughts on this? And the bigger implication is about Carlo Ancelotti. Enaldo, as well documented, has said that he wants Carlo. The reports is that he's the one that's negotiating with Carlo Ancelotti. The court said that the Brazilian Football Federation needs to have election within 30 days. Does this have any impact on Carlo coming forward, Junior?
Of course. I'm a Brazilian fan. I was always hoping that you could find the next Brazilian coach and bringing me in a young coach and rebuild the side. But do they need Carlo? I think so, because the players are wayward, and I think losing him right now will definitely affect that arrangement. They will have to get their house in order before Carlo come in, for sure.
So, some notable things that we need to talk about and get your thoughts on. FIFA did send a letter to the Brazilian Football Federation highlighting some of the concerns that they have. And one of the fundamental concerns that FIFA said is that no third party should have an influence, essentially, in dictating or determining who becomes president of the federation. In the letter, FIFA says, quote, FIFA has been made aware that an agreement concluded between the Brazilian Federation and the Public Attorney's Office of Rio may now apparently be at risk, are cancelled by the court. The amendment was cancelled, or this agreement was cancelled by the court. That was a ruling by the court, so the agreement was cancelled. FIFA went on to say that we understand that a possible cancellation to such agreement could impact on the outcome of elections. We would like to remind Brazilian Football Federation that FIFA member associations are obliged to manage their affairs independently and without undue influence from third parties, including any state or authorities. Any breach of such obligation may lead to potential sanctions or as provided in the FIFA statutes. Quote, end quote. What you have to say about this, brother?
It's whatever. They're just kicking a dog while kicking a horse while it's down. Brazil for years have dictated to FIFA how certain things run because Brazil was a top dog and FIFA does be petty. FIFA is a European run organization. Let's call it what it is, and they just be petty and just kicking them on them while them down.
And ultimately, I understand what FIFA is saying. The Brazilian court in Rio de Janeiro pretty much said that because they are a court of just sports or whatever, and the sports of justice is now, or some sport body is in charge of the federation for the next 30 days. It's not a state authority. It still falls under the sports or whatever. So there's some semantics going on there. So we'll see what will happen. We'll keep you up to date on that. I did reach out to our journalist friends down in Brazil to get some official info, because one of the concerns is that can Enaldo continue? Can he run again as president? So that was not made very clear. BM wants to know, do you think Copa is Messi's last tournament? Yeah, man. No must.
Yeah.
Must be his last tournament. All right, before we go to yard football and MLS champs, Junior, Wilfred Nancy, we highlighted his success earlier. Columbus Crew. Get your thoughts in family. Major accomplishment by the family in Columbus.
Yeah, but it's Columbus for years, though. They have been the standard bearer on the East, I would say on the East Coast. You have LA and both LA teams on the West Coast, Seattle and over there, that always up and down, but LA always in it. But Columbus for years have always dabbled with being MLS Cup champions and then finally get over the hump. MLS is MLS, yeah, man. MLS is a league that our tournament where you can't really sit down and judge a team. I can't even judge them on the first month, because when Columbus started out, you never have Columbus as one of your favorites coming in, right?
No, never really. But I mean, because of the history, this is their second title. But I mean,
but let me say, they're always flirting with being there. It's always them a shootout away. They beat Atlanta United all the time, and then always get to the semifinals or something.
That's a bit too far. Not all the time. That's unnecessary. That's unnecessary. But big up to Columbus Crew, champions. Big up to Darlington Nagbe and Wilfred Nancy, head coach, first black man to win the title of MLS champs as a head coach. So big up yourself, Wilfred Nancy. Before we go to yard football, we want to make sure so we make the people know, say, officially Santos released a statement, said no man can wear number 10 jersey.
All right. We'll move on.
What you have to say about that, family?
I love it.
This move by Club Santos.
Hell yeah. Because what I tell the whole world is, if you get the number 10 at Santos, you are somebody. And I love it. I love it. I think that is showing that it's a football person leading this rhetoric. There is a football mind leading this rhetoric, and it's not a business mind. It's somebody that know and love football and know the significance of the jersey. Because right now you have some kid that outside playing and wear number 10 that should not be wearing number 10.
Yeah, number 10. Stop drop word for Rashford and Sterling. I won't stand them Monday.
And McAllister.
Yeah. And yes, McAllister and them Monday. Number 10 gone to the dark. All right, to Jamaican football now. Mona, we have a start over there, so. Big up to Bullhead, our Mr. Bullhead, Craig Butler and Mona. This is Craig Butler should feel vindicated here, family.
Hell yeah, cause remember how the last year was it KC that kicked them out?
I don't even know.
I think it was KC or was it Hill? What a Hyder? One of
them. I don't know, but overall massive achievement for the school, for this program, because I mean, you see when earlier you spoke about setting a standard, or the coach essentially instilled certain expectations in his team. Right. I mean, it seems like that's what Craig Butler did at Mona. He went in and make sure the grass start cut, make certain things start set to a level, and make sure say, yo, when we go forward and play ball, these are the standards that we have, we want to achieve.
Definitely, and you see, Craig Butler, like I said, he was braggadocious. He talks a lot. He run off his mouth, but there are times when it's needed, right? And I think at Mona, that larger than life personality, that grandiose personality or persona, it shines on the young players, and it shows the importance of delivering a consistent message, a consistent message to players and how it works wonders for teams. Because he believes, and he truly believes, and he got the players to believe that he believes, and then go out there and replicate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You have to give him credit. Big up Bullhead. Big up yourself. You have to give him credit. I mean, whatever I want to come run off him mouth now and tag, in fact, we probably have to get him on the show and them there make him run off him mouth again. But, I mean, at the end of the day, as a youth, I mean them household, big up to them and them household, because, of course, with Leon Bailey's exceptional week, and now with this victory by Mona, I'm sure that they're on cloud nine. So big up. They have earned it. Big up to Mona. Excellent work all around by the coaching staff and the entire family. Big up. Congrats to the entire Mona family.
BM says real quick, let's see if Neymar will return in time for Copa. If not, Brazil has Vinicius as their face. Listen, mark my words as a Brazilian fan. June will be Hendrix coming out party for Brazil.
Oh, this is the brother there?
This is the perfect tournament for Hendrick. This will be his coming out party.
The man them say Hendrick like him need to lose some weight, brother.
This is the perfect coming out tournament for Hendrick. Remember me tell you that.
And I mean, it's not coming from an Argentinian fan still.
Remember I tell you, Hendrick is a baller.
Yeah, man. You definitely. I'm looking forward to see how far he goes. Looking forward to it. But we spoke about Mona, corporate era, Manning Cup champ. We have to salute the one and only, the magnificent Lenworth Teacher Hyde and Clarendon College. Jenna, another Doncaster Cup trophy for them, for Lenworth. Your thoughts on this program? How many times the man had just fought with a big team?
Yo, you see, coaches don't just fall from trees, you know.
Yeah.
To be a coach, you have to be a
coaches. Good coaches.
You have to be a master motivator. I think Lenny Hyde fall under that. I think Bertis Bell is one as well. And yo, big up CC, yeah, man. Let's have to big up CC.
Yeah, man. And actually, I wish that people like Lenny Hyde and Never Bertis Bell can be utilized to lead a national program in terms of youth development. Coaching youth across, youth should have access to these men's, these two men, brain and depth of knowledge, because clearly, wherever them coach, them have talent, has the ability for sure, so them can grow young players and make them understand the complexity and dynamics of playing football and successful at it.
Bring back the Super League. Bring a Super League. Bring back. There was a time when Jamaica had what do you call it? Not parishes. What do you call it? The three, Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. That's the what do you call that? There was a time when Jamaica tried a league with the counties.
Me no. Cornwall, me no.
Yeah. 2 teams in Cornwall, 2 teams in Middlesex, and 2 teams in Surrey.
Yeah.
You had a county league that they were trying with. And you had a team that had Violet Kickers and Seba players. And those were in I think those are the Surrey teams, I think, or something like that.
But Garfield's a county Super League.
Counties bring that back. And they tried it in the 90s. Bring the county Super League, but bring it with the school age players. Bring a post-secondary type league.
I think more on a national scale still, not just a league thing. I think if the JFF, Jamaica Football Federation, have any sense, I would hire Neville Bertis Bell and Lenworth Hyde to lead, to implement a program for football development across the country.
Right.
And this is gonna be the JFF long-term plan for youth development across the country.
but we cannot mistake coaches and managers. There are two different things.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe, and so this is why you need an administrator who is competent enough to work with them.
Right.
If you not just take their strategies and their plans that is effective at the schoolboy level and then make it across the board, now can implement it on a larger scale.
I agree.
It's like you cook rice and you have a seasoning, rice and peas, and you have now you cook for 2 people. Now you need to have somebody you can work with who can. So we need to take the same recipe and cook it for 100 people and make it taste good.
Yes,
so,
I agree.
So, right. Garfield says, I'm a Brazilian fan and I believe at this point the team needs a radical makeover. Neymar time is over. The team needs to move on from all these celebrity ballers and get the youths who are committed to the game more than the celebrity spotlight. Tired of looking good and not winning anything.
100% agree.
Big point. Big point. Junior, I want to update the family. Meeting took place this week between the Reggae Girls and Fifth Pro, the union representing the Reggae Girls, and then the JFF representatives, according to Mr. Dennis Chung. A meeting took place on the 8th. He was speaking to Manningsman on I Am Sure Sports. He said that there will be a follow-up meeting this week. But, I mean, it sounds good that they were able to meet. That's a good start.
They have to talk.
Before you chime in, Junior, sorry. We want to make sure that we acknowledge the source of this information. I Am Sure Sports YouTube channel. You can check him out on YouTube, Manningsman, Cranky. They spoke with Dennis Chung, and you can listen to the entire interview. Sorry, family, go ahead.
Yeah, but the players, they need JFF more than JFF needs them. So they were going to communicate with each other, and they made it reach a state of impasse where we can't get to the Gold Cup now. And you took the risk, and this is what happened. But I'm not surprised. I know there'll be some resolution there. I know some of the players will come back. I know some of the players won't come back. And it is what it is. We just move on.
Yeah, it is what it is. So watch his space. He said there's another meeting scheduled for this upcoming week. And of course, he cannot delve into the details of exactly what transpired the recent meeting, of course, to keep it all honest. But, at least them attack. And that's the first step in any sort of resolution. Yo, time for go my yard. Jamaican Premier League are going Tivoli versus Dumbo Holding. I think it was 2-2 when we started. Big up to Arnett Gardens and what them do over there, sir. BM says, I disagree. The JFF needs the World Cup players. The players don't need JFF. Case in point, no Gold Cup. Well, I guess them both need each other,
Yeah, you can. I think the better argument. They both need each other, but JFF can move on from the players. The players cannot move on from JFF.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. We just figure it out and get this thing back. Any comments regarding Jamaica Premier League before we go my yard, family?
That I'm seeing right now.
All right. Nothing. And big up to Cavalier. This is how we highlight Jamaican Premier League. Cavalier fell short in the Caribbean Cup. Robin Hood defeated them. So big up to Speed and the group. Why Speed need to learn to win title. In fact, they forget a bug of the week. Because I think this is the 4th or 5th title this year, and them not stop lose. What a team for lose. So, Cavaliers. Clive Duncan must want to slap somebody from beyond, Yo, I hate that,
Yeah, man.
I hate that. Big up to all listeners. Big up. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to share. And, just tell the people about the show. We do this every Sunday. As you can see, we have new content, more content coming out weekly. So we're dropping in more content will be coming your way. Liverpool Nation, big up on yourself. Another successful week Champions League coming up this week, Junior. Big game before we go. Talk your mind. Bayern Munich versus Manchester United. Talk your mind, your result.
I won't be watching.
You will be watching. But what kind of result?
I won't be watching.
Yeah, my youth. Predict your score there, brother.
Man U 3, Bayern 2.
Manchester United 3, Bayern Munich 2. Let me see if there was, before we go, if there's any other notable game on the schedule this week, family, in Champions League.
In Champions League, notable game. Well, Copenhagen versus Galatasaray is a big game. Galatasaray, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, Bayern Munich versus Manchester United, that's on Tuesday at 3 p.m. The game between Copenhagen and Galatasaray, big game, that's also Tuesday at 3 p.m. And on Wednesday, Dortmund versus PSG, Newcastle versus AC Milan.
That's a big game. Newcastle AC Milan is a big game.
Newcastle AC Milan is a big game. I could remind the listeners of the standings. Yep, Newcastle AC Milan sitting on 5 points. PSG versus Dortmund. PSG is sitting on 7 points. I suspect PSG is going to beat Dortmund, right, Junior?
Luis Enrique came out and said that he promises that he's not going to put any restrictions on Mbappe. That doesn't sound too good. Dortmund will beat PSG.
I mean, PSG must win this game to have a guarantee to go through.
Right. And I still think...
So, technically, because if they lose, Newcastle or Milan winner then goes through.
Yep.
So, you can't have big coach PSG and big coach Luis Enrique and don't go through the second round of Champions League. That not gonna work. Not gonna work. Let me see somebody are running. Garfield Patrick said Cavalier. BM says bug of the week. Cavaliers. And Garfield said, Junior, you okay?
I'm a Manchester United fan. I cannot predict them to lose. No.
Cannot predict it. Well, good luck to your family. Good luck to you. Time for Goma we had. Big up to Girona. Big victory in La Liga today. Big victory. Drop aside belly. Big up to the Barcelona nation, but Girona drop Barcelona belly 4-2. Listeners can connect with us on Facebook at Ballchat. We're on Twitter X, formerly Twitter now, at Ballchat1. We're on Instagram at Ballchat Podcast. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Football family, Chad safe out the road. Junior, we gone a road, General.